And you can't see my eyes unless my head is bent.
This is Bobby C. reporting from Chelsea Piers, where the New York Knicks and the Garden of Dreams are continuing to make memories one pin at a time. Knicks Bowl 13 took center stage Friday night at Chelsea Piers in the name of charity. Orange and blue stars and some of the biggest names in entertainment bowled for a purpose. All net proceeds from KB 13 benefit the Garden of Dreams, a nonprofit charity that works closely with the Garden to quote-unquote make dreams come true for kids facing obstacles.
We have a commitment to servicing the community of New York. You know, our first goal, obviously, is to try to win a championship, but next is to make a difference in our community, the community of New York City.
It's our first team outing for us bowling. You know, so we're going to find out after tonight, see who's the best bowler.
Since 2000, the Knicks have raised more than $1.5 million through their annual Knicks Bowl event in support of the Garden of Dreams. In doing so, the Knicks have provided more than 11,000 children and their families with memorable experiences. A growing list that certainly was added to once again Friday night. I think a lot of times the Knicks do a lot of great things for the community.
Yes, they do. And they've always been really kind to me, you know, as I've lived in New York the past 4 years, and you know, I just like to help them out too.
Amazing. I mean, you know, I'm so glad, and it only helps that they're playing great, which only is going to bring more attention to it.
It's so fantastic to have all these people come out and support an organization that improves the lives and makes dreams come true for young people all over the 5 boroughs. So this is a wonderful night.
A strike in the name of charity. The New York Knicks did a marvelous job. I think J.R. Smith gets my vote for the bowler of the evening. Back on the hardwood, the month of March is off to a slow start for the Knicks, who dropped an overtime matchup Sunday in Boston and followed that with road defeats to Dallas and San Antonio this week. The Knicks will look to halt their 3-game slide tonight in Milwaukee before returning home Sunday for a matchup with rival Philadelphia at Madison Square Garden. The game of the week and perhaps the game of the season for the New Jersey Nets was on display in Newark Wednesday night. A packed house crammed the Prudential Center as Lob City, the LA Clippers, came to town. However, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul and the Clippers trailed throughout until a 17-8 run in the fourth tied the game. LA had a 2-point lead in the closing minute before New Jersey's Jordan Farmer buried a 3 to seal a thrilling Nets victory, 101-100. We go inside the locker room for more.
It was perfect. You know, they were always cheating over towards Darren, you know, taking his space away, and he had to bounce it. He had bounced it in a perfect spot, and I was a little deep, but I just wanted to make sure I saw the rim and stayed in my follow-through. It was big because we played really well tonight, and to lose this game would have been really tough. It still gives us momentum. It's good to get one here at home. You know, we've been struggling at home, so there's a few factors that go into that. But I'm just happy that, you know, we got the win. It's not about my performance or one shot. It's about everybody pitching in and playing a good basketball game.
Nice night out in Newark. In other Nets news, the team has inked Gerald Green to another 10-day contract. From the NBA to the college hardwood, where the Big East tournament has dominated the headlines at the Garden this week. St. John's and its promising up-and-coming freshman cast didn't have enough seasoning Tuesday in the tourney's opening round, falling 73-59 to Pittsburgh. We caught up with Queens product Mo Harkless and the Johnnies after the loss.
We weren't able to finish at the rim. We had a lot of easy baskets that didn't go in. And I think when we came out in the second half, that impacted our ability to play probably a little bit more intense. We let that bleed into our defense. But the story was we had plenty of good looks. We just couldn't finish.
When the pace just switched like that, I think we were just rushing a little bit. A lot of shots that we took during that time were bad shots, and I think if we would have just slowed down and took our time, I think we would have been able to overcome that hump.
With that young core, expect big things from St. John's in the future. Top-seeded Syracuse has been the talk of the town in the tournament. The Orange ended the reign of reigning champion UConn Thursday afternoon, winning 58-55 in the quarters. We go back inside the locker room for more reaction.
It's very difficult to play a team like Connecticut. They've had a couple games. They're loose. You know, I hate sitting around all week, and you know, it's very difficult. I'm glad that we're able to get a win. We haven't played that many games, and we need to play again. You know, tomorrow's game will help us. And but this was a tremendous comeback. This team's been very good down the stretch all year, and that was the case today.
The tournament's Final Four are now in place following Thursday night's round of scores. Syracuse will face Cincinnati, and Notre Dame and Louisville will duke it out for a chance to advance to Saturday's championship game. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Locally, Manhattan and Iona were knocked off in the first round of the MAC men's basketball tournament. It was a surprising finish for the Jaspers and the Gales. On the NFL gridiron, legendary QB Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts parted ways. Manning is now a free agent. According to reports, 12 teams have contacted the prize free agent for his services, including the New York Jets. The other Manning, the Super Bowl winning Manning that is, helped the New York Giants this week by restructuring his contract to provide cap relief for Big Blue. G-Men running back Ahmad Bradshaw had surgery on his ailing foot. Speaking of foot injuries, the Yankees have cause for concern with standout reliever David Robertson, who hurt his foot in a household fall on Wednesday. The Bronx Bombers are holding their collective breaths, awaiting the MRI results. And on the ice, the New York Rangers dropped their second straight, falling to Ottawa. The Rangers will be in Chicago tonight before returning home to face rival, the New York Islanders, on Sunday at the Garden. Those are the headlines. Let's hit the C-list for an event that all should circle on their calendars. Tennis isn't exclusively a sport for warm weather these days. Monday night was Tennis Night in America as four of the greatest players in the world took center stage at Madison Square Garden for Tennis Night in America. For one evening, the sometimes hardwood or ice of the world's most famous arena was transformed into a hard court where tennis fans, both die-hard and those new to the game, were able to enjoy an event that's aimed at taking the sport to new heights. The U.S. Open is the center of the tennis world in New York every year, but events like these are a terrific precursor to what's to come later this summer. Three-time Grand Slam champion Maria Sharapova defeated world's former number one, Caroline Wozniacki, and arguably the most decorated player of all time, Roger Federer, and former number one, Andy Roddick, his longtime rival, squared off in the nightcap, with Roddick getting the best of Federer. Here's the Fantastic Four.
Andy, can you talk about the Garden experience and what it was like to be here tonight?
Yeah, man, it was. I was real excited when I got the invite to play here. I mean, I grew up, obviously a massive sports fan, and the things I remember most vividly are, Jordan playing here, him coming back here, and the first time he came back after that, Reggie Miller and Spike Lee talking trash to each other, and all that great stuff, man. So to be able to play here where so much history has happened and so many events have happened in every area of entertainment, it was a real special experience for me.
Maria, can you talk about the entertainment value and being able to have good laughs out there, dance, and play it up to the crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the good things about exhibitions, and giving that sense of entertainment and variety to the crowd. Obviously, the reason why people buy a ticket to go see you play is because of what you've achieved on the court, and ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what they want to see. But to see a bit of personality as well in the athletes, this is just an open door for that, especially at an arena like this.
Well, I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, it's a special experience, and the crowd was really great out there. So so it was good fun.
Really enjoyed myself tonight. When they contacted me that they wanted me back at the Garden, I really was hoping that I could play Andy here. Actually, it was my favorite choice, so I'm happy it happened, and I really had a great time. So I hope you'll be back one day again.
The evening was highlighted by some great tennis, a host of laughs for the fans, from Andy Roddick getting actor Ben Stiller's autograph during the match to Sharapova and Wozniacki taking to a round of dancing mid-match. Caroline's boyfriend, golf great Rory McIlroy, even got in on the action, slipping a point past Sharapova during the evening as the two switched places. Who says exhibitions can't be a blast? Tennis Night in America was affordable and memorable for the fans, a night to cherish, and one others should take advantage of when it returns to the Garden. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Tennis Night in America.
Very
awesome,
nice.
awesome
Very
evening at the
nice.
Garden.
You're over there at the Garden. Boy, you are our sports guy. Sports with Bobby C. And follow him on Twitter at The Voice
At The Voice
Bobby,
Bobby
right?
C.
At The Voice Bobby C. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to actually have a female beatboxer in our Open Artist Spotlight. You don't want to miss that.